back to the World OTT Show. What a great panel discussion that was. I hope you all are having a great time. And right now, for our tech talk on considerations in selecting an OTT solution, we're elated to be joined by our eminent speaker, Marc Mulgrum, joining us, who's the SVP of Sales, Setplex USA. Well, Marc runs Setplex OTT IPTV global sales solutions teams across Asia, Europe, India, LATAM, and North America, including sales, sales engineering, marketing, and customer success. With this, I now request Marc to join us live on the World OTT Show. Thank you so much, Marc, for being with us. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm great, Bhavana. Thanks for having us. Thanks, TrustCon, for putting on a great event, and appreciate the time, everyone, to learn more about our insights and our 16 years of experience in the IPTV OTT space.
Lovely. Great to have you, Marc. So with this, I'd now pass it on to you entirely to take it forth. Over to you.
Great. So I'm going to talk about the considerations when you select an OTT platform. So I thought I'd briefly go over the OTT ecosystem. So everyone has a level set or some understanding of typical capabilities when you launch an OTT platform. It really starts with the content. So it's content prep and content ingest. So if you're doing live television, you're typically investing in hardware for transcoding, taking in broadcast feed, IP feeds, any format in, and then a streaming format out. The middleware is the anchor of the platform. So either in the cloud or on-prem to manage your entire platform from one location. Then most critical is content delivery network. Utilizing multi-CDN strategy, you can deliver your content worldwide with quality and at scale. Wrapped around that content might be security and DRM. So you might have heard of multi-DRM, Widevine, Fair Play, and Play Ready. Of course, that adds a layer of expense to every stream. But if you need to protect your content, it's really a given. You can tokenize your streams, basically securing the URL, but that doesn't really secure the content. Super important, multi-screen apps, supporting major app stores, kind of a cross-platform experience. And then finally, real-time analytics to understand viewing habits, revenue, subscription details, and more. So I thought I'd go through some industry challenges that companies face when they want to launch a new platform or they're migrating from a legacy platform. So the first question is, how do I manage all my content, the back office, in one place? So this could include live and VOD content, channel list creation, package creation, subscriber management, device management, product and monetization management. And you really need an all-in-one dashboard in place with API capabilities so that you can kind of grow where you start and maybe have third-party build your apps. The main thing here is to be flexible and to be able to support multiple business models. Next, how do I manage transcoding costs? So transcoding can be super capital intensive. If you're licensing 300 channels, you could spend a couple $100,000 on servers and software. Finding a solution that can deploy software on bare metal, or better yet, find a cost-effective cloud-based transcoding solution might be a way to mitigate some of those costs. Next thing in the industry, and in the last panel, we talked a lot about flexible monetization models. So subscription, AVOD, hybrid, TVOD, pay-per-view, etc. So having that flexible monetization methods where you can go from freemium and then dip your foot in the water with ad-supported to support live, time shift, and VOD, or the ability to switch to a hybrid model. So maybe some of your content is based on free content, and then you can upsell subscriptions. So the more options you have, the more flexibility you have, the easier it is. finding a platform that's a pay-as-you-grow model helps you, advance some of these initiatives and not make a major commitment to one model. And then the next is really creating multiple subscription packages. So a one-day package, 1 week, getting people to test out the content, dynamic pricing over assets, including coupons for movies, loyalty programs, or all you can watch, can create ways to reduce the churn. And then having app support for all major platforms is a real industry challenge. So finding a vendor that can turnkey all the apps, maintain them, and customize to your brand is super important. Some companies want a bespoke app, and the maintenance on that app makes it difficult to support. Additionally, how do you keep users engaged and reduce churn? So engagement is super important, as well as a strong user experience. Ability to have content discovery via search, as well as personalization and recommendations, all are important in terms of getting that user to watch that additional show, as opposed to deciding, I don't want to pay for the subscription. Next thing is really markets like India. How do I minimize piracy? So in the last session, we talked about piracy and that it's been reduced, but it's still pretty significant, and the ARPUs are fairly low. So putting technologies in place such as fingerprinting, so that you can identify who the user is that's actually pirating or rebroadcasting, that can be important. And then, how do OTT platforms handle the India market when you have 20 plus languages? So finding a platform in the India market with a large footprint and local support is really key. And you're going to learn more about that in the next topic with Yoda. Next thing, I want to dive a bit deeper into AVOD. AVOD, ad-supported content, monetizing live and VOD content with what we call dynamic advertising. So the freemium model support is key in building an audience. Maybe no ads to start. So, throwing ads in when you have a small user base is going to cost you a lot, and you're not really going to get recognized by advertisers. So having a certain amount of tonnage is really critical to make that model work. Even Hotstars, which is probably top of the line in India, you're still looking at $7-8 CPMs. So not crushing it, and minimizing your costs is going to go a long way in terms of being able to monetize your content. This requires video ad server and server-side ad insertion. These are kind of the latest technologies to remove ad blockers and being able to dynamically serve ads. For live content, SCTI 35 markers are key. Basically, it says, hey, I've got an ad block coming up. It requests the ads from the ad server, and then it stitches the ads in real time. So 10 people on 10 different devices in 10 locations could all get a different ad. So SSAI provides for dynamic ad insertion, allowing targeting of users by device and IP address right off the bat. Your video ad server should enable you to monetize inventory, maximize revenues, and access a suite of industry-leading tools, all from one real-time dashboard. And then real-time reporting delivers answers and insights needed to boost revenue and deliver winning video experiences. Further, in terms of monetization of your ad inventory, your ad server should allow you to traffic and prioritize campaigns. So you may have campaigns you sold yourself. You might have supply-side platforms to sell the unsold inventory, go to an ad marketplace, or even a programmatic advertising. So you need to optimize your yields, and you need an ad server that allows you to prioritize all of those campaigns. And then you need full reporting to understand ad sales performance. Having key value pairs allows you to target beyond the IP address and beyond the device. And that's all GDPR, that if you have more information about the user, about the content they watch, then you're able to target the ads better. Header bidding provides additional ways to monetize inventory. And If you have unsold inventory, utilize it to promote your own services and new content. Next, I'm going to talk about the core of OTT management, which is the middleware. And there are all these capabilities that you need to consider when you select a vendor. So most important is content management, organizing the channels, being able to create electronic program guides so people can interact with the TV. Subscriber management is also key. So being able to organize your subscribers, set up recurring payments, setting up different payment methods, all critical in terms of operations. And there's lots and lots of other features required. But other highlights include support and ticketing system, as well as a CRM. So being able to manage, 1 million, 2 million customers where their credit cards stop or they need to reset password, all of this becomes an operational nightmare unless you have a strong system that ties everything together in terms of billing, notifications, etc. Next, I want to talk a little bit about CDN challenges. So first is, how do I ingest my live channels efficiently? So getting support via HLS push, meaning I can push my live stream to different ingest points, allows you to get closer to where your network is. Adaptive bit rate also will minimize delivery costs, is key. So if I'm on a mobile phone, I'm not going to get a 4 gig type of bit rate. It'll be adaptive based on the connection that I have. Also, a low-cost cloud-based transcoding solution would be a big win. Again, we're going to talk about this more in the next session. So how do you guarantee strong quality of service? You find a big network, or you find multiple CDNs where you can optimize delivery and minimize your costs. How do I handle spikes in traffic and scalability? You need to make streaming simple and consistent. Again, a CDN solution should guarantee delivery without scaling or security concerns. And lastly, how do I reduce operational CDN costs? CDN delivery can eat up your profits. Finding the right partner who can turnkey, can lower cost entry points. Really beware of low entry cost platforms with high bandwidth prices, because as you scale, your ROI will not improve. And finally, really apps. So it's all about the user experience. So how do I reach my customers everywhere? How do I offer an intuitive and joyful user experience? How do I create a consistent experience across platforms? How do I promote and monetize my content in apps? So I have a new piece of content, I have a new channel, I have a new brand partner that you want to be able to promote their brand. And how do I feature specific content? Lastly, how do I support customers that don't have a broadband connection? So to answer that, getting white labeled apps is really key. Localized menus, so the ability to change the language of the actual menus are important. Support for web VTT, so subtitling, support for multiple audio languages is really key, especially in India where you have 30 plus languages. The ability to link what I'll call a carousel, this top area on an app that can link internally to promote specific content, or external links to websites. The ability to create featured content carousels, so the ability to program this in the middleware, featured channels, and of course the ability to promote your favorites, all important. Multi-platform apps, so traditionally iOS, Android are going to be core for mobile, LG, Samsung for the smart TVs, Android TV for TVs like Sony, and then other platforms like Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and then desktops. That's all really key, as well as browser-based video. So I just thought I'd share some UIs in mobile that I think kind of showcase what we just talked about. So Spider-Man is that big carousel. So that could have a rotating image, promote a specific new movie you're launching, or maybe it's a pay-per-view event. So being able to take over that homepage could be critical for an advertiser. And then featured TV channels, featured movies, featured TV shows. All of this should be programmable through the middleware and automated and tied together with rec engines to fully customize the UI. Then, of course, base reporting and analytics. So having a real-time look to control an understanding of content consumption, what your content investment is, and what the return on that investment is. So getting insights on your customer data, subscription revenue, content consumption for both in live streaming TV and VOD, all super important. Then kind of move to more enhanced analytics. So quality of experience and quality of service. These are all premium advanced analytics. So how do you optimize costs? So ensure successful setup and configuration to support your expansion plans and trim costs. You want to increase your user base and engagement. So going in and looking at specific session visibility will create seamless experiences and increase engagement. Also, with these analytics, it's much easier to troubleshoot. So maybe it's a specific ISP, dropping frames. So QoE and QoS really will improve customer service. You'll be able to understand what the issues are and resolve them, as well as on the AVOD side, getting a true understanding of how many ads are too much, why people are dropping off. All of these are exposed in QoE, QoS analytics. Lastly, I want to talk about integration capabilities. So if you think of this puzzle, you might bring your own CRM. You might have your own payment gateway, your own shopping cart, your own apps. So this core middleware is going to tie it all together and be able to deliver a great experience so you can expand and scale as required. So thank you all for listening. I appreciate everyone's attention, and please stop by the Setplex booth. We'd love to learn about your requirements and see if there are ways that we can help advance your initiatives.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marc. That was an incredible session. And, we'd love to have you for our upcoming session as well. But before that, Marc, let's take a short break while we get ready with our upcoming session. Thank you once again for those valuable insights, Marc.